So, do you think a huge financial windfall will make everything okay for the Hart family? Well, maybe for a day or two. Family affairs, half an hour.
Welcome to 100%. Our champion has already won £300 and returns to defend her title. So, contestant number 1, please tell us your name.
Hello, my name's Jackie Garlick from Kidlington, Oxford.
Trying to beat her is contestant number 2. What is your name?
Hello, I'm Phil Chappell from Bracknell in Berkshire.
And contestant number 3, what is your name?
Hello, I'm Robin Telfer from Edinburgh.
After 100 questions, whoever has the top score will be the champion. Good luck to you all. Among today's subjects, television and poetry. But we begin with round 1, general knowledge. Question 1. Clop is used to describe the sound of what? A, rain, B, a horse's hoof, or C, a champagne cork? The answer is B, a horse's hoof. Question 2. With which roast meat is apple sauce traditionally served? A, pork, B, lamb, or C, beef? The answer is A, pork. Question 3. A flash gun is part of which item of equipment? A, blowtorch, B, camera, or C, computer? The answer is B, camera. Question 4. With which sport is the name Sonny Liston associated? A, golf, B, horse racing, or C, boxing? The answer is C, boxing. Question 5. The panharmonican was the instrument played by the god Pan. Is that true or false? It's false. Question 6. Which of the following is a single-masted sailing vessel? A, sloop, B, sloog, or C, sloop? The answer is C, sloop. Question 7. Which of the following is a piece of jewellery worn as a protection against evil? A, an amygdala, B, an amulet, or C, an ampoule? It's B, an amulet. Question 8. What was the title of George Michael's first compilation album of solo hits? A, Ladies and Gentlemen, B, Officers and Gentlemen, or C, Lords and Ladies? The answer is A, Ladies and Gentlemen. Question 9. A row of ascending weirs connected by short falls to allow fish to pass dams is called what? A, a fish staircase, B, a fish escalator, or C, a fish ladder? It's C, a fish ladder. Question 10. In 1998, there were 3 Friday the 13th. Is that true or false? It's true. At the end of round 1, the scores are as follows. Robin has 80%, Phil has 90%, Jackie is in the lead with 100%. The subject of the next round is classical music. Question 11. Who became principal conductor of the London Philharmonic Orchestra in 1998? A, Kurt Masur, B, Zubin Mehta, or C, Meta Maestro? The answer is A, Kurt Masur. Question 12. Gaetano Donizetti is mostly associated with which musical form? A, church music, B, chamber music, or C, opera? The answer is C, opera. Question 13. Who conducted the world's largest symphony orchestra in its 1998 record-breaking concert? A, Mark Elder, B, Simon Rattle, or C, Andrew Davis? The answer is B, Simon Rattle. Question 14. A chord whose notes are played in rapid succession is known by what name? A, arpeggio, B, acciaccatura, or C, accelerando? The answer is A, arpeggio. Question 15. The composer Hindemith was Swiss. Is that true or false? It's false. He was German. Question 16. Which of the following is a work by Gustav Holst? A, Somerset Rhapsody, B, Devon Fantasy, or C, Cornish Cream Tea? The answer is A, Somerset Rhapsody. Question 17. What is the name of the sign which, when placed before a note, lowers its pitch by a semitone? A, a sharp, B, a dot, or C, a flat? The answer is C, a flat. Question 18. Wolfgang Schmieder catalogued the works of which composer? A, Handel, B, Beethoven, or C, Bach? The answer is C, Bach. Question 19. What nationality is the composer Krzysztof Penderecki? A, Ukrainian, B, Polish, or C, Bulgarian? The answer is B, Polish. Question 20. Flautando is a musical direction telling a flautist to play without using his fingers. Is that true or false? It's false. It's an instruction to a violinist. The subject changes to kings and queens. Question 21. Which monarch was known as Farmer George? A, George I, B, George II, or C, George III? The answer is C, George III. Question 22. Which son of Edmund Ironside was named as heir to Edward the Confessor? A, Edward the Atheling, B, Hereward the Wake, or C, Ethelred the Unready? The answer is A, Edward the Atheling. Question 23. Eleanor of Aquitaine, the wife of Henry II, was divorced from the king of which country? A, Spain, B, France, or C, Scotland? The answer is B, France. Question 24. Bishop Hugh Latimer was burned as a heretic in the reign of which monarch? A, Edward VI, B, Mary I, or C, Elizabeth I? It was B, Mary I. Question 25. Princess Alexandra is the granddaughter of George V. Is that true or false? It's true. Question 26. Which son of Philip II of Spain died in 1568? A, Don Carlos, B, Don Juan, or C, Don Do That? The answer is A, Don Carlos. Question 27. Henry VIII requested that he be buried with which of his wives? A, Jane Seymour, B, Anne of Cleves, or C, Catherine Parr? The answer is A, Jane Seymour. Question 28. In 1934, King Alexander of which country was assassinated? A, Bulgaria, B, Romania, or C, Yugoslavia? The answer is C, Yugoslavia. Question 29. Henry IV belonged to which dynasty? A, Lancaster, B, York, or C, Tudor? He was A, Lancaster. Question 30. Henry VI married Catherine, daughter of Charles V of France. Is that true or false? It's false. Henry V married Catherine, daughter of Charles VI of France. At the end of round 3, the scores are as follows. Robin has 53%. Phil has 67%. Jackie is still in the lead with 83%. The subject of the next round is television. Question 31. In 1996, who had an exclusive interview with O.J. Simpson on British television? A, Martin Bashir, B, Richard and Judy, or C, David Dimbleby? It was B, Richard and Judy. Question 32. Who played Lord Flashheart in Blackadder Goes Forth? Was it A, Adrian Edmondson, B, Hugh Laurie, or C, Rick Mayall? It was C, Rick Mayall. Question 33. What was voted the most popular comedy series at the 1998 National Television Awards? A, The Vicar of Dibley, B, Men Behaving Badly, or C, Babes in the Wood? It was A, The Vicar of Dibley. Question 34. The catchphrase, "Ooh, you are awful," is associated with which comedian? A, Les Dawson, B, Dick Emery, or C, Larry Grayson? It's B, Dick Emery. Question 35. The first episode of Inspector Morse was called The Dead of Jericho. Is that true or false? It's true. Question 36. What was the surname of Lady Penelope in the Thunderbirds series? A, Crichton Ward, B, Harmsby Booth, or C, Plummy Voice? The answer is A, Crichton Ward. Question 37. In which fictional village is the TV series Emmerdale set? A, Ambridge, B, Beckindale, or C, Weatherfield? It's B, Beckindale. Question 38. Jennifer Esposito found fame in which US comedy? A, Mad About You, B, Caroline in the City, or C, Spin City? It's C, Spin City. Question 39. Which broadcasting network uses Lily Bolero as a signature tune? A, BBC Two, B, Channel 4, or C, The World Service? It's C, The World Service. Question 40. Grange Hill first appeared on British TV screens in 1980. Is that true or false? It's false. In 1978. The subject changes to landmarks. Question 41. The palace at Castel Gandolfo is whose regular summer residence? A, the King of Spain, B, the Pope, or C, Luciano Pavarotti? The answer is B, the Pope. Question 42. The Zojoji Temple is a landmark in which city? A, Phnom Penh, B, Bangkok, or C, Tokyo? It's C, Tokyo. Question 43. The Giant's Causeway is in which of the traditional Irish counties? A, Tyrone, B, Fermanagh, or C, Antrim? The answer is C, Antrim. Question 44. Approximately how tall is Cleopatra's Needle? A, 60 feet, B, 80 feet, or C, 100 feet? It's A, 60 feet. Question 45. The construction of the Eiffel Tower was paid for by the French National Lottery. Is that true or false? It's false, by Eiffel himself. Question 46. Where is the American Air Museum, winner of the Stirling Award for Architecture? A, Hensford, B, Geesford, or C, Duxford? It's at C, Duxford. Question 47. By what name is the Sultan Ahmet Mosque in Istanbul also known? A, the White Mosque, B, the Red Mosque, or C, the Blue Mosque? It's C, the Blue Mosque. Question 48. Which of the 7 wonders of the world was at Ephesus? A, the Pharos, B, the statue of Zeus, or C, the Temple of Artemis? The answer is C, the Temple of Artemis. Question 49. In which capital city is the Golestan Palace now a museum? A, Cairo, B, Tehran, or C, Amman? The answer is B, Tehran. Question 50. Fort Claptrap is a national memorial in Oregon, USA. Is that true or false? It's false. It's actually Fort Clatsop. At the end of round 5, the scores are as follows. Robin has 44%, Phil has 64%, Jackie is still in the lead, but only just with 66%. The game continues after the break. Welcome back to 100%. After 5 rounds, the scores are as follows. Robin has 44%, Phil has 64%, but our carryover champion Jackie is now only 1 question ahead with 66%. From now on, I'll give updates of the scores, but only the viewers will see who has scored what. The subject of the next round is fashion. Question 51. When Katharine Hamnett went to Downing Street, she wore a T-shirt saying 58% don't want what? A, Pershing, B, war, or C, sugar in their tea? The answer is A, Pershing. Question 52. Which fabric takes its name from an Urdu word meaning dusty? A, suede, B, calico, or C, khaki? It's C, khaki. Question 53. Which designer created the prairie look and the frontier style? A, Ralph Lauren, B, Calvin Klein, or C, Donna Karan? The answer is A, Ralph Lauren. Question 54. What type of garment is a ballybuntle? A, a loincloth, B, a shoe, or C, a hat? It's C, a hat. Question 55. In 1998, Spaghetti Junction was featured on a design for vestments for Birmingham clergy. Is that true or false? It's true. Question 56. Who popularised the small beard known as the Imperial? A, Wilhelm II, B, Napoleon III, or C, Victoria? The answer is B, Napoleon III. Question 57. Who was named 1998 British Hairdresser of the Year? A, Charles Worthington, B, Travis Sorby, or C, Ivor Poodleperm? It was A, Charles Worthington. Question 58. Andreas Kronthaler is the husband of which fashion designer? A, Caroline Charles, B, Vivienne Westwood, or C, Amanda Wakely? The answer is B, Vivienne Westwood. Question 59. Who was the host of the 1998 Miss World competition? A, Gary Barlow, B, Bob Geldof, or C, Ronan Keating? The answer is C, Ronan Keating. Question 60. The nightingale, named after Florence, was a sleeved scarf worn by hospital patients. Is that true or false? It's true. At the end of round 6, the scores are as follows. One of you has 45%, one of you has 65%, one of you has 65%. The subject of the next round is geography. Question 61. Which of the following is a place in Arizona? A, Clint's Well, B, Dustin's Peak, or C, Keanu's Canyon? The answer is A, Clint's Well. Question 62. Which country would be reached first if travelling due north from Kabul in Afghanistan? A, Turkmenistan, B, Uzbekistan, or C, Tajikistan? The answer is C, Tajikistan. Question 63. The coast mountains are on the coast of which country? A, Spain, B, Canada, or C, Tunisia? It's B, Canada. Question 64. Which of the following cities is furthest south? A, Baghdad, B, Beijing, or C, Bishkek? The answer is A, Baghdad. Question 65. Nevada is a region of Uruguay. Is that true or false? It's false. Question 66. Which of the following is a town in Mexico? A, Saltillo, B, Pepperillo, or C, Quechapillo? The answer is A, Saltillo. Question 67. The Scott base on Antarctica belongs to which country? A, New Zealand, B, Norway, or C, Argentina? It's A, New Zealand. Question 68. Which of the following is a volcano in Alaska? A, Iliad, B, Iliamna, or C, Iligan? It's B, Iliamna. Question 69. Iquique is a city in which country? A, Mexico, B, Peru, or C, Chile? The answer is C, Chile. Question 70. Centralia was a name given to the sparsely populated interior of Australia. Is that true or false? It's true. The subject changes to poetry. Question 71. What was the title of Thomas Hardy's epic verse drama? A, The Dynasts, B, The Dynasties, or C, The Dallases? It was A, The Dynasts. Question 72. Lewis Carroll's You Are Old, Father William is a parody of a poem by whom? A, Tennyson, B, Southey, or C, Shelley? The answer is B, Southey. Question 73. Which poem begins, I met a traveller from an antique land? A, Prometheus Unbound, B, Adonais, or C, Ozymandias? The answer is C, Ozymandias. Question 74. Who wrote the poem Hugh Selwyn Mauberley? A, T.S. Eliot, B, Siegfried Sassoon, or C, Ezra Pound? It was C, Ezra Pound. Question 75. Alexander Pushkin was born in the 19th century. Is that true or false? It's false. 1799. Question 76. According to Byron, who had a nose like an eagle beak so curled? A, Nelson, B, Wellington, or C, Lady Byron? It was B, Wellington. Question 77. Who wrote the poem August 1914? Was it A, Charles Sawley, B, Rupert Brooke, or C, Isaac Rosenberg? It was C, Isaac Rosenberg. Question 78. What nationality was the poet Ivan Vazov? A, Czech, B, Bulgarian, or C, Romanian? He was B, Bulgarian. Question 79. Which film director wrote The Melancholy Death of Oyster Boy? A, Joe Dante, B, Tim Burton, or C, Baz Luhrmann? It was B, Tim Burton. Question 80. Traditionally, the Poet Laureate receives a sack of butter each year. Is that true or false? It's false. It's a butt of sack. At the end of round 8, the scores are as follows. One of you has 44%, one of you has 56%, one of you has 59%. The final round is general knowledge and begins with question 81. Monica Lewinsky posed with a pink poodle for which magazine? A, The New Yorker, B, Vanity Fair, or C, What Cigar? The answer is B, Vanity Fair. Question 82. Who wrote The Odessa File? A, Wilbur Smith, B, Sidney Sheldon, or C, Frederick Forsyth? The answer is C, Frederick Forsyth. Question 83. Who rule in a hagiarchy? A, saints, B, writers, or C, women? It's A, saints. Question 84. Who released the album Teaser and the Firecat? Was it A, Shakin' Stevens, B, Cat Stevens, or C, Ray Stevens? It was B, Cat Stevens. Question 85. Heliolatry means the worship of the sun. Is that true or false? It's true. Question 86. The NAHT is the National Association of A, heat treaters, B, head teachers, or C, hormone therapists. The answer is B, head teachers. Question 87. Where did the polka originate? A, Alsace, B, Lithuania, or C, Bohemia? The answer is C, Bohemia. Question 88. What type of weapon was an arbalist? A, musket, B, sword, or C, crossbow? The answer is C, crossbow. Question 89. When is the feast day of St Dunstan? A, January the 19th, B, March the 19th, or C, May the 19th? It's C, May the 19th. Question 90. Anabiosis is an alternative name for spontaneous combustion. Is that true or false? It's false. It's suspended animation. Question 91. What was the highest award of the Soviet Union? A, Order of the Red Flag, B, Hero of the Soviet Union, or C, Cross of Rasputin? It's B, Hero of the Soviet Union. Question 92. Who starred in the 1997 film The Postman? Was it A, Kevin Kline, B, Kevin Spacey, or C, Kevin Costner? It was C, Kevin Costner. Question 93. In which century did the Dutch painter Rembrandt die? A, the 16th, B, the 17th, or C, the 18th? The answer is B, the 17th. Question 94. On the Beaufort scale, which number represents a high wind? A, 7, B, 8, or C, 9? The answer is A, 7. Question 95. A Master of Laws would have the letters LLM after his name. Is that true or false? It's true. Question 96. In New Zealand, hongi is a form of salutation expressed by touching what? A, noses, B, ears, or C, stomachs? The answer is A, noses. Question 97. Which bird's scientific name is Corvus manedula? A, jackdaw, B, magpie, or C, jay? It's A, jackdaw. Question 98. The Roman numerals CD represent which number? A, 90, B, 400, or C, 900? It's B, 400. Question 99. Which band's singles include Heartland and Infected? A, Mr. Mister, B, Talk Talk, or C, The? It's C, The. And question 100. In Wales, a man was fined for dropping litter after he threw bread to a duck. Is that true or false? It's true. And at the end of the game, the scores are as follows. One of you has 46%, one of you has 56%, one of you has 59%. Our champion today is Phil from Bracknell, who wins £100. Congratulations, Phil. Sadly, we have to say goodbye to Jackie and to Robin. Your scores weren't high enough, but thank you both for taking part. Before we go, Phil, will you return to defend your title?
Yes, please.
Then we'll see you on the next edition. Until then, goodbye.